I have flown all the way to Hong Kong to check this out. This is the new Zeekr 7X. It is coming to Australia very soon. In fact, Q4 of this year. And this is the first right-hand drive example of the 7X. It is a mid-sized SUV coming to compete with things like the Tesla Model Y, though it is a more premium offering. You can just tell that looking at it, going inside, seeing the Napa leather interior. So don't expect this thing to be extremely cheap. It is going to start probably somewhere in the mid-60s to high 70s. This one here is the top of the range. They call it the Platinum here. We don't know what it will be called in Australia, but if it's anything like a Tesla Model Y, it'll be something like the Performance. It has some pretty crazy specs, and frankly, it has really impressed me as well. So today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the Zeekr 7X. That plays music when you unlock it. I'll tell you everything I like, some things that I don't, before we drive this thing in Australia very soon. I'm only here in Hong Kong for like another 10 hours, so let's get into it. So unfortunately here in Hong Kong, these are so new, I can't actually drive them yet, and I'm here, like I said, for literally less than 24 hours. But let's talk about the way that this thing looks, because frankly, I think it is a really, really good looking SUV. I do like the fact, not coming to Australia though, that you have this bar up the top. It's actually a light bar and you can change it to be different things. Like I said, that's not going to pass ADRs or Australian design regulations, so do not expect that in Australia, but it's a cool feature to have if you're in China. Maybe some people will aftermarket, that will be illegal. You'll see your light bar running up front with some bright LEDs as well. A fully plugged up grille with some active aero slats there as well. Don't mind the naming of this car. It's not going to be called Platinum when it comes to Australia. We don't know what it will be called when it comes to Australia, but considering the naming conventions of their X and stuff, expect this to be called like Performance or something. Performance all-wheel drive maybe. Yeah, a really good looking SUV, I think, at least from the front. Of course, the Zeekr badge as well. Now, if you don't know much about Zeekr, you might be scratching your head being like, what the hell is that? It's actually a sub-brand of Geely. Geely owns many, many brands, including Volvo and Polestar. They've got Lotus, a bunch of different brands, and Zeekr is one of them as well. And it's their premium EV brand. It looks pretty cool. Let's check out the side. So coming to the side, you're gonna see these 20-inch alloy wheels. I like that they're blacked out. You can tell that this is very much the performance spec based on these huge orange brake calipers as well. And the fact that these are wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport EV tires, which are a genuinely good tire. So good to see they're not putting on some gitties on there. You have some cameras here, multiple actually, 3 in that one spot. This thing does have some pretty awesome autonomous driving. I don't know how much of that is going to come to Australia though, because often because of our regulations, we have to cut down on that stuff. But hey, at least it's got a good 360 camera. Now, here on the top of the range, the Performance as I'm calling it, you have a button here. There is no actual door handle, even though there is a door handle cut out and it will actually act as a door handle in an emergency. There's no door handle really. You press a button and the door opens automatically. Because I'm standing there, it didn't want to open, and then it opens quite a lot. It's kind of scary at first, but once you get used to it, you kind of don't want to live without it. Frameless windows there as well. So very, very cool. Open this one up as well. Same thing for the back doors. Your kids are going to be very, very happy. Ooh. It's like got a mind of its own. Also, you cannot see this, but the suspension on this thing is actually quite incredible because it is air suspension. This thing has air suspension on the top of the range, just like the Zeekr 009. If you want to go watch my review of that, I drove a minivan in China on a raceway, so I love Chinese car launches, I honestly do. Let's check out the bum. So coming to the dumpy on this thing, I like this light bar that runs across the back. Yes, everyone has a light bar now, but it is a cool light bar. We've also got Zeekr up there. Not sure if that illuminates or not. Probably not, but hey, it looks cool anyway. It's kind of etched into the glass. You have another camera there. You have your 7X badging there as well. And otherwise, it's just nicely styled. There isn't too much going on, and that is something I do like about the design of this thing. It's an SUV that's not trying to pretend to be a sports car. It simply just looks really, really cool, especially in person. Check it out when it comes to dealers, because honestly, it's a good looking thing. Let's talk about what it can fit inside of its ass. It's up here. Press this button, of course, powered tailgate. That opens up to reveal 539 litres of boot space, which is genuinely quite impressive. You have quite a bit of underfloor storage there as well. You can also raise or lower the air suspension at the back. If you want to make your life more difficult, you can raise it up, I suppose. You've also got a 12-volt socky wocky there. You can, of course, drop the rear seats as well. There's also a frunk. It's 62 litres in the rear-wheel drive variants of this thing, and 42 litres in the all-wheel drive versions. So honestly, with space and practicality, a Tesla Model Y just has this thing beat by quite some margin, to be totally honest, but still, it's pretty good for a mid-sized family EV SUV. Let's check out the interior. Alrighty guys, so like I said, you press a button, the door opens. Gotta kind of get out of the way for it to do so though. Coming inside, before we talk about how nice this interior space is, because it really is, let's put our foot on the brake. Oh no, that's all you need to do. I love that. I absolutely love that feature. I think more cars need to have it. Let's talk about the interior space of this now. Because this is the most expensive performance, you get a Napa leather interior, soft touch materials absolutely everywhere. You've got this like wetsuity material all around that's very in vogue at the moment. Extends to here as well, but just super duper nice. The seats themselves are absolutely fantastic. Like some of the most bolstering I've seen coming out of China, which have typically not been very good at making just good seats. These are really good. You can adjust them in a million ways, and you can do so through the screen if you really want to, like turning on your cooled seats and also your massage function. No heated seats here in Hong Kong. I imagine that's because it is really hot all the time here, whereas the cooled seats are a necessity. Shouldn't that happen more in Australia, I think? Maybe. Anyway, yeah, so you can control all of that through the display. The seats themselves are incredibly good, and the massage function, may I say. As I'm getting my back tickled right now, it's really nice. So material quality is good. You would kind of expect it from a Chinese car at about this price point. You know, I do like the ambient lighting there as well. What is the technology like? Well, it's also incredibly good. So this huge tablet up in front of you, I have no idea how big this is. I imagine it's something like 15 inches, super duper easy to use, a good 360 camera as well. The annoying thing I still find though is that the air conditioning controls are within the display. I think I like it less when the air conditioning vents are motorized, so you can't just move them. You have to do it from the display. I do find that just a little bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie. It does come with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto though, which is a very good thing. There's some funny quirks in here that they've carried over from the old days of Tesla, who by the way still do this. Your glove box release, there is no button here. It's an electronic button, you press that. At least it's physical and it's always there, but still, how hard is it to put a flap there? Some things don't need to be electronic, and that's one of the things. And you've also got a few other buttons, but listen to the tactility of that. That's really good. It just feels quality. Up in front of you, you get a digital driver's display. It's not the best thing in the world. It does show enough information on it, and I can control a lot of features through it. But yeah, it's certainly not the best or biggest thing. What is huge is this heads-up display, which is obviously in some sort of demo mode, because I'm definitely not going 103 kilometers an hour right now. But it is massive. It's like looking at your TV screen at home. It's huge up in front of you. You get a couple of fast wireless chargers here with some air conditioning vents. Open this little area up, you've got a big storage area. Press these two buttons, you've got hidden cup holders. We love to see that. You have what used to be Lexus's patented glove box where you could open it on both sides. Clearly the patent on that has expired. We do get plenty of storage space within there as well. The steering wheel feels really nice to hold in the hands, like genuinely very, very good. And yeah, you got buttons here to control absolutely everything. And a bit more storage space here as well with a couple of USB-C fast chargers. Also, shout out to the Zeekr sound system in here. Actually sounds really, really good. Connected my phone up for a moment, and let's just say the dealership didn't love that, but I certainly did. Oh, shout out to this huge panoramic sunroof as well. Look, guys, it's a very, very nice place to be. You would expect it from a Chinese car, like I said, at this price point. Don't know what it will be, but it's at least $70,000. So yeah, would hope it was this nice. And frankly, it is very, very nice indeed. Let's check out the back seats. Alrighty, so back seats does the same thing where you kind of have to get out of the way, which is a little bit annoying. Coming into the back now, I think you can only press this button, no brake pedal for me to close the door. Oh, very good. So this seat, this driver's seat, is literally as far back as it will come because of comfort access, and look how much space I've got. 5'11", enormous amounts of leg room. Toe room as well is really good. Headroom is very good too, and my leg angle is at a good angle as well. So this has to be one of the most comfy back seats I've sat in for an electric mid-sized SUV. Often the problem can be because of the huge battery under the floor and the skateboard configuration, i.e. it lives under the floor. You can have really bad leg angle because it raises up, but no, I'm super duper comfy, and there is so much space in here. This thing has a big wheelbase, that's for sure. I don't know why, I just really don't love these window switches here. It might sound silly, it might sound small, but I swear to God they're reversed. A lot of people will be like, no, they're not. No, they're not. I will die on the hill and tell you that they are. They're not intuitive. Every Chinese car manufacturer does this, but yeah, look at that. I didn't mention that because it works. Not every time. No. Maybe you have to hold it for a second. There you go, you get sunshades and they're electronic. That's a bougie feature. The seats themselves are Napa leather, so that's nice. Pull down this soft center armrest, you get a couple of cup holders here and a bit of storage. Oh, it's felt lined as well. USB-C port, USB-A port there too. You've also got a little storage area here. Now, I reckon in some markets this is a fridge because this center console is doing my head in. It feels like it will come out, but it won't move. So maybe they've just like left a latch or something, or I just can't open it. I genuinely don't know. Map pockets there too. And look, physical air vent controls in the back. That's what you should do for the front, Zeekr. But apart from those minor critiques around the car, frankly, it is a really, really nice place to be. Like genuinely really, really good. Down to the point where it's got luxury features like being able to push forward at the passenger seat if you want to get more space in the back electronically. Oh, not to mention the seats, they do actually recline as well electronically if that's your thing. So yeah, pretty shocking, honestly. Even at 70K, pretty shocking. You know what else is pretty shocking? CarSauce Buy. That's right, we have our car buying service, CarSauce Buy, where we will go out to get you the absolute best price possible on any new car. We also have CarSauce Finance, where we will go out and source the best financing options for you as well. So if that sounds good to you and you want the best price possible on any new car, Google CarSauce Buy. Our dedicated team of car buyers will help you get the best price possible and join our many thousands of happy customers in getting your new car. I'm a customer too. How's that? Alrighty, let's talk about what's powering the Zeekr 7X. Alrighty, let's talk about what's powering the Zeekr 7X. Even though I'm opening up the front and there is no engine, of course, because it's an EV, it still looks like I'm talking about the engine, right? So the whole platform of this thing is very, very good. It's an 800 volt architecture. And what that enables is better charging speed. So this thing will come in 3 different flavors. It'll come as a rear-wheel drive long range, and a performance version, which is what this one is. The standard range rear-wheel drive will come with a 75 kilowatt hour LFP battery, which will give it 480 kilometers of range and a single electric motor at the rear, 310 kilowatt of power, 440 newton meters of torque, and a claimed 0 to 100 of just 6 seconds, which for a base model EV is actually pretty decent. Then you can step up to the rear-wheel drive long range. That ups the battery to a 100 kilowatt hour NMC battery, giving it 615 kilometers of range with the same power outputs. Probably a little bit slower, I imagine, considering it is a heavier battery. But the thing to keep in mind is that first battery option is LFP, or lithium ferrous phosphate. It means you can charge it up to 100% safely every single time. And in fact, the battery will not degrade faster because of that. However, the 100 kilowatt hour, the bigger battery, it's a different chemistry. It's NMC, or nickel manganese cobalt. I was never very good at chemistry, but what I definitely do know is you don't want to charge that thing past about 80% every day, because otherwise that does start to degrade the battery faster. So real world range, honestly, could be quite similar between the two if you are following the proper guidelines for charging up your car. But then you can step up to this one here, the all-wheel drive performance, as I'm going to call it. It puts out 475 kilowatt of power, 710 newton meters of torque, and will do 0 to 100 in just 3.8 seconds thanks to the extra electric motor up front. Genuinely more performance than anyone would ever need. And having driven this almost identical powertrain in the Zeekr X back in China, yeah, it's plenty fast enough, let me tell you. Now, like I said, this thing is built on an 800 volt architecture. Yes, it does have a vehicle to load, if that's something that is important to you, about 3.3 kilowatts. The thing that is most impressive about this, though, is actually its charging speed. So even with an LFP battery, which typically charges quite slow, you still get 250 kilowatts of DC fast charging, which is extremely fast for an LFP battery. And this one here, the NMC battery, can peak up to 360 kilowatts. So very, very fast. You'll get a 10 to 80% charge in less than 10 minutes, which for such a big battery, like I said, that is impressive. All right, let's get into our final thoughts. Alrighty guys, final thoughts on the Zeekr 7X, the right-hand drive version. Should you be excited for it to come? Well, honestly, if you're looking for something that is extremely premium, I think this one might be one to look out for. We don't know what the pricing is, but like I said, every indication I can really guess is going to be around 70 grand, at least for that middle of the range. And I think for that, you're going to be getting a lot for your money. The Zeekr brand, owned by Geely, it's a big conglomerate and they have a lot of money to pour into these products. And frankly, I'm seeing it here. That interior is extremely luxurious. On paper, the way it drives with air suspension, all-wheel drive performance, insane amount of power and torque. Yeah, it's going to be essentially a sports car, but in a SUV body. And like I've heard from some of my Chinese counterparts, like Mark Rainford, these things are actually pretty good to drive as well. I'll have to reserve judgment though. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Are you going to be rushing out to buy a Zeekr 7X? Of course, if you want to buy any new car, including any new Zeekr, just Google CarSauce Buy. Our dedicated team of car buyers will help you out and get you the best price possible. All right, ciao for now.